Promotional consideration paid for by the following. Webster Ace Hardware and Farm Supply are generous sponsors for today's podcast. They have been a family-owned business for 27 years. This helpful hardware store sells items such as archery, Ariat clothing and boots, Wrangler jeans, case knives, Hammond's candies, and live fishing wear. They also have a full selection of hardware, RV supply, propane, Ben Moore, Royal & Clark, and Kenningston paints. You need a barn or fencing job done? Custom barn kits and roofing metal are provided at your local Ace Hardware store. What about a new grill for the yard? Traeger, Big Green Egg, Weber, and Blackstone are found here, along with all the accessories to go with them. Stock up your workshop with DeWalt, Milwaukee, or Craftsman tools. They got you covered. Remember to go to ace.com to shop their entire line to have items shipped directly to the store. Welcome back to another edition of the Goblay Show. I'm your host, Billy Goble, and today we have a special guest, another baseball guy on the show, and he's a former Raider alumni, and he's also a coach at the high school level now for our varsity Raiders. 2020 graduate. Without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, welcome Royce Arredondo. Royce, welcome to the show, buddy.
How you doing, man?
I'm doing all right.
Yeah.
How's it going?
Doing good, bro.
I
got some good sleep last night. Went to bed late after the game.
Yeah, that was a late game, man.
Yeah, it was a good one.
Good one. Yeah. The final was 10?
10-6, I believe.
10-6,
yeah.
right.
It was 7-6, I believe, in the bottom of the sixth inning, and then went out there. They had a big hit, scored a few runs, and then ball game ended 10-6. But I was proud of our guys. Fought back last night.
Yeah, this will probably air a couple weeks after. So this was the Villages game.
Yeah.
It was pretty close, like you said, and we had a 2-out rally going.
Oh yeah.
And and it was. It just wasn't enough. But I agree with you. I think our guys played great. We had some young guys step up.
Yeah.
A couple freshmen.
Yeah.
And that's always promising for the future.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I think right now, I think we're gonna be a surprise to people in a few years.
Yeah.
These group of kids, they care. I can see a want, and that's all we try to do, and they'll get through it. Right now they're taking some losses, but we're fine. We're fine. It's baseball. Got to play it out. Got to figure it out.
So we did well. Like you said, we got the young guys showed up.
Yeah.
Hunter Gill,
Yeah.
first baseman. He was
Yeah.
pretty spectacular last night for a freshman. I mean, you don't really throw the reins to a freshman, especially, I mean, more so in football, but baseball as well, because, I mean, you're relying on that upper-class talent.
Yeah, but I will say, though, he's really stepped up as a freshman. Like, he's the type of freshman, I get it, I can see the jitters here and there, but he just comes in there relaxed, and, and he fits everybody else's vibe. And I think in baseball that's huge whenever you can settle down and you make the game slow. When you make the game slow, hey, you're on it.
Good things happen.
Yep, you're on it.
Well, not only that, you bring people down to, not saying you have a different level or anything else, but you bring them down to you.
Yep.
If they're jacked up, if they hit a home run or they get 3 runs or whatever, you got to take your time, slow it down, and make sure that it's all.
And I think that's where good teams are made of. If you give up 3 runs, like it happened to us the other night. We gave up 3 runs and we scored. I mean, we didn't come back, but we gave a fought. We fought.
Yeah.
And that's huge. If you could do that, it's how you respond.
That's right.
If we go down early, hey, we still gotta, we got pick it up.
Yeah.
We gotta pick it up. Game ain't over. You get plenty of chances. Anything can happen. It's baseball.
That's true. That's like you said. You show the response.
Oh, yeah.
You're either going to lay down and take it, or you're going to fight back. And I think that's a great thing for a life lesson too.
Yeah.
Because life's not going to be perfect.
No.
You're going to have obstacles, And you can have that choice whether you're going to let it happen or you're going to make a difference. You know what I'm saying? So I think that was a great test. And it's still early in the season too. So.
I like that we're seeing everybody's. Every team that we played, I'm pretty sure like everybody's either juniors or seniors. Usually that's typically what varsity is.
Right.
Our guys are sophomores and juniors.
Yeah.
So we're gonna see it.
Yeah.
They're young. They're gonna get to it. We're one step away from just clicking.
Right.
If we click, like I think last night we had that one inning. It was 7-6, right? And we had a guy on second and third with one out. We popped up, but it wasn't far enough. It wasn't a deep pop-up to send the guy home. So then we ended up staying, and then the next guy, I think he struck out or either popped up again. And then, we're out of the inning. See if we make a little base hit there.
Right. I can't think of who it was. Was it Ish that laid that bunt down? Was that Ish? He laid that bunt down first base line, and it was probably the best bunt I've ever seen.
Oh, yeah.
I think that was Ish Rodriguez.
Yeah.
Oh, my gosh. That was pretty.
Yeah, it was sweet, wasn't it?
Oh, my gosh.
Yep.
And the guy, the first baseman, went to field it, and he was just like, do I let it go?
Mm-hmm. And think about it, too. That sauce onto grass.
Yeah, that stuff is thick, boy.
Yeah, and we cut it.
I know.
Actually, before the game. It's just thick. It's that rye.
I was telling Kim Green up in she was helping me do the scoreboard, and shout out to Kim. And I told her, I said, wow, the field looks great. It really does.
Yeah.
And I mean, I know we got a brand new turf field next door, but this grass, it's different to see grass after a while when you've been on turf all season long.
Yeah.
It's a big difference. You're like, oh yeah, that's the real stuff right there.
Oh yeah.
So what I normally do on every podcast, especially for the local guys and ladies, is we're gonna go back and it's an open book, brother. We're going to just talk about you. This is all about you.
Yeah.
So tell us how you started. And I know what you're going to say probably first of all, because you don't come from a family of baseball, So tell me when you first noticed baseball and how old were you when you kind of started understanding the game a little bit?
3 years old.
3 years old?
No kidding.
Wow.
3 years old. You can ask my dad and my mom. I was always there, man. I have pictures of me on the baseball field. Like, I don't remember Curly, but still got some pictures in the album. And I was like 3 years old in my stance looking at my brothers waiting to play. And,
staring them down.
And I got my chance. And then 4 years old, I started up right there in Webster, man. Webster, that was where we came from,
Yeah, me too.
Back then, in T-ball, hey, Webster was the truth now.
Yep.
And, but I started there I think I started at 4, played there till I was about 7. And then we came over to Bushnell because Webster's league was going down. And then we came over to Bushnell, and then the rest is history. We had a great time at Dixie Youth in Bushnell. Man, those are probably the funnest times of my life. And probably like, you meet all your childhood friends there.
Yeah.
That you go to high school, you go to middle school, high school with, and it was just great. And then high school, man. High school. Get to high school and still playing ball, and just, the goal is always to go pro,
Yeah.
That's everybody's goal in baseball.
Yeah, absolutely.
But I feel like, we had a different path. I had a different path. Yeah. I got injured, so I'll start there, basically. Yeah. So 12 years old, that was probably like, when they say you find your first, like, true love?
Yeah.
That's when I found my first true love.
Right.
I was dominating, man. Like, I felt great. Like, every tournament, I'll tell you a funny story. You remember the pitcher, Roy Halladay?
Oh, yeah.
So I played on his team.
Oh, no way.
Yeah, 12 years old.
Wow.
Yeah, I played on his team at 12 years old.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, which RP to him.
Yeah, Doc.
Yeah, man.
Doc Halladay.
Yeah,
wow.
But it's pretty cool, man. Like, at 12 years old, I was like, I was at my peak.
Oh,
like,
wow.
Yeah, at an early age. Like, I think I was throwing like, 72?
Oh, wow.
70? Like, it was like 70 to 72.
Yeah.
I was throwing that hard at 12 years old. I was just pitching, man.
Well, you came from a long line of baseball.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, so for those who don't know you, tell them how many brothers you have.
I have 3 brothers, 3 older brothers. I'm the youngest out of 4 boys, and then I have a younger sister who plays at St. John's right now, and
Gotcha.
she's doing pretty well.
Yeah.
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 Well, I mean, it's as expected.
Yeah.
Yeah. We had Jacinto on,
Yeah.
and but your dad was a great baseball player as well.
Yeah, he was. That was my dad was my role model. He taught me everything he's taught me everything I've known, even and just in life in general.
Yeah.
He's a great dad, great example. But yeah, I heard he was. I never seen him play, but
Right.
obviously practiced with him and everything that happened. Like, I don't want to be that guy, but you see where it took us.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You see where it took us. Humbly saying that.
Yeah.
You see where it took
Yeah.
us, and he knew what what he was talking about. But also he was the type of coach. He's got to get into you, but he's doing it for a purpose. He cares about you.
Right.
I can guarantee every kid that's been coached by him that on the baseball field he's probably not the guy you like the most.
Yeah.
But you know that he loves you at the end of the day, and you know that he's making you a better ball player.
Absolutely.
My dad, yeah, and Cinto too, man. Cinto is my older brother. Yeah, he's always been for me. I was the youngest brother, so you see the older brother. So
Yeah.
I always thought, I thought so highly of him. I still do to this day.
Yeah.
He's put us in position here at South Sumter now that we can make a change. We can make something happen. And I think that's great for, our community.
Absolutely. And the thing is, your brother, Jacinto, shows so much passion, and as well as you do, as little as I've been around you on the ball field, because I think I might have helped with varsity when you were playing.
I think you used to be in the press box with Johnson.
With Mark Johnson. Yeah, and I
Yeah.
used to play the music and stuff.
Yeah.
And I remember I had Diego in class.
Yeah.
So I had a field of family, and you guys are all great. There's not one of you or your siblings that people, when they hear Arredondo, they go, oh. You know what I mean? It's a great name. It's a very proud name around, especially Center Hill.
No.
And it comes back to what you said about all that hard work.
Yeah.
You don't put in the work, and you can't expect anything. So I get the hardship, the being on you so hard. I tell our kids, when I coach Wolfpack, we always tell them, when you stop hearing us get loud or yell, that means we stop caring.
Yeah.
And that's so true, because you think, why is this guy always on me? But then you realize the reason why is because they want you to be a better person.
Yeah. And you have to be, the biggest thing, you have to be coachable.
Oh, yeah.
You have to be coachable. If you want to make it anywhere, because I promise you in college, people, even me, I never, see my dad back in the day, I was that's my dad. So it was there's nothing to say, what are you going to say?
Yeah.
But, I knew it was for the best, but even when I got all the way up to college, I played for really good, scout teams and stuff, and our coaches they would rip into us too. So I seen it, so I was never one of those players, it didn't bother me.
Right.
I always knew, yes, sir, and just let's go.
Right.
I got to pick it up.
Well, scout team is, people discredit the scout team. Even in football, they're like, "Oh, well, you're on the scout team," but without the scout team, you have no looks or what they could be facing or what, or you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And there's never, what I'm getting at is there's never a small role.
No.
There's all these different things that in the whole progression and the whole, when you gel everything, it makes this happen. Everything happens.
Yeah. And I think that's real big though, because I feel now kids nowadays they take it for granted, Oh,
yeah.
And I will even say at one point I never take the game for granted, but I know I have something left.
Right.
like I even coaching, like sometimes I pick up a ball and I throw it and I'm like, oof, like, oof.
Still got it.
Yeah, I still got it. But nah, it's all good. You know, I'm cool with it. You know, I'm cool where I'm at. But you know, I feel like nowadays, man, like we have even our kids now, like just our team in general, because that's all I think about really now. Like it's baseball season, so
right.
Yeah, you just think about that. But nah, I think if once they get it, because we got some boys, man.
Yeah.
Sometimes we show flashes, other teams get scared.
Yeah.
They don't they don't want it.
Yeah, isn't it funny how you said this? Isn't it funny how when someone goes through the progression, like say they go through middle school and high school, and you see so much potential.
Yeah.
And I know you've seen this before, or even experienced it. There's someone that's got this talent but does nothing with it, or they don't do it. You know, they don't do anything at all. Like, and they don't discover that they don't know how good they are, and then they wait till it's over with, and they go, "Man, I could have done that. Man, I should have done this." And it's like, don't be that person.
Nope.
You know,
leave it all out there.
That's
you know?
right.
Leave it all out there. Like,
absolutely.
Why not? You know,
Absolutely.
God gave you a gift. Go do something.
Oh yeah, no doubt.
But you see it all the time. It's okay, you know. It's not like I'm the type of guy too. If you don't want to play the sport, that's fine with me. But if you're gonna play the sport, play it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Play it. You know, me personally, I was raised to, you know, if we're gonna do it, we're gonna do it, and that's how dad raised us. And hey, we got to it. Everybody knew when we crossed that line on the baseball field, it was go time.
Well, that's the thing is you don't want to put half of your effort and talent into something. You got to, you have to do 100%.
Yeah.
You know. Kona Ice. Kona Ice is a shaved ice truck that brings a one-of-a-kind tropical experience to you. Guests can flavor their own Kona Ice on our signature flavor wave, dance to our island music tunes, and enjoy a nutritious and delicious treat. Contact Jeremy and Marissa at 352-403-0515. Don't forget to follow them on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. I was just listening to this. She's a swimmer. I can't think of her name off the top of my head. But she set like SEC records and stuff. Really, really great swimmer. And it'll come to me in a minute. She went to Kentucky. But anyways, she was talking about the amount of time and effort she put in, you know, growing up from the time she was like, I don't know, 6 till she was, she's 24 now. She's like the things that she missed, like she missed sleepovers because she'd have to be in the pool or start workouts at 6 a.m. and you can't be at a sleepover at 6 a.m., you know? So I think it's the fact that people don't want to put the work, the commitment, the 100% commitment. They want to go, well, I'll do what I can. You know, I'll do what I can to get by. I've got enough talent to get me by. But I don't think unless it's someone like that, and you'll see a couple people do that when that's all they think about.
Yeah.
You know?
I don't think I had a summer, dude. Like, all 4 years of high school, I didn't have a summer.
Oh, yeah. See,
like
you were one of those kids.
My summer was straight, like, I was gone.
Right.
Like, and I think the one I was really gone, like, I didn't come home. Like, some summers I played, well, my first 3 summers I played for the Florida Hardballers out of Gainesville. And then I played for a team called Atlanta Blue Jays out of Atlanta. Okay. And then, so, like, whenever I was there, I never came home. Yeah. Like, I didn't even see my parents, dude.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
I had gotten used to it from an early age. Wow. Like, FaceTime was a big thing for me.
Well, I remember being a kid and we go to All-Stars. Yeah. And we weren't allowed to go on vacation until after All-Stars.
Oh, yeah. You had to make it wait. You had to make a sacrifice.
I remember my mom and dad would have the car packed. Like, because we'd be like, you know, we'd be in the losers bracket. We've already lost one. Yeah. You know, two-game elimination. We're like, let's just pack the car just in case. And if we lost, we just head on out.
Yeah.
But that's that was the commitment, you know. And I think I don't think anybody, I mean, some people probably still do that.
Yeah. But, I'll tell you about a funny story I had one time.
Sure.
So think I was. Yeah, I was 12 years old. We were in All Stars for Bushnell, and we were playing right there in Ridge Manor, and we had All Stars, but it was like I think it was like Wesley Chapel, Brooksville at the time, Spring Hill, like all those teams, they were there,
right?
And South Lake. So we played in that was where our district tournament was. So I was playing there. I had played for a team called Red Hawks Elite at the time, and we had won the tournament to get to another tournament. Like it was like a qualifying tournament. We'd won that tournament to get to like the big tournament.
Right.
And that was in Cooperstown, New York.
Okay.
So I was playing here. I pitched our semifinal game like to get us to the championship because we went 3-0, and my dad was like, if we pitch you here this game, he was like, you can leave after. He was like, but you have to win.
Right.
So I won the game. I had I used to have this coach. He used to send like one of the moms. Like she didn't even have a kid on her team. Like she was just around, and she used to come pick me up all the way from Bushnell. She lived in like Deltona and something.
Oh wow.
She came all the way to my All-Star game. Oh, sorry.
You're good.
She came all the way to my All-Star game.
Yeah.
Picked me up and then took me after, and then I flew the next day to Cooperstown.
Oh wow.
And then I played in the Cooperstown, New York tournament. And
that's
then
cool.
Funny story there. We get there, my team, we break the record there for home runs. The record was like 17, and we're 12 years old, and we had like 27 in 1 week.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, our whole team.
Wow.
Yeah, I myself, dude, I had like 7 that tournament.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
So were you not only a pitcher? Did you even play any other?
Oh, my whole life I was an infielder.
Infielder, okay.
But I was
But you
always
could pitch.
Yeah, but I was always like I always played like shortstop or first base.
Gotcha.
Like that was always my thing.
Yeah.
But I was a big boy too.
Yeah.
Like I was a big boy, but I could move. Like
Yeah.
there was some people sometimes be like, dude, like how do you move? I just wanted to be out there. I was one of those little chubby kids, but I was after it.
Yeah. Well, first base is your normal like big man.
Oh yeah.
You're Frank Thomas.
You remember Miggy?
Oh yeah.
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 That was my guy right there.
Wow. Yeah.
And Mark Teixeira, that was my favorite player growing up.
Yeah.
Like Mark Teixeira from the New York Yankees.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that was my guy.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, first base is like, I don't know. That's like the least.
Oh, dude, we had something out there.
You're not doing anything. You're just like, all right, I'll catch the ball.
But it's like first base, though. It is. I will say, having a good first baseman matters.
Oh yeah, no doubt.
Because if you're in the infield, as an infielder, you're not always gonna make, a perfect throw.
Right.
But in college and in the pros, a picked ball, that's expected. We don't miss those no more.
Yeah.
Even at the high school level, like that's what we're telling our guys now. Like that's expected. Like there's no but.
Wow.
Like a scoop, you got to get those, man.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, because that's glove work. That's all that is.
Oh yeah.
That's. I don't know. To me, I just felt like it's not hard, and I know it's like if you put in work, then you can do it.
Right. Well, why do you think it's so hard since you played pitcher, and I know you've had this situation happen to you? Say that you throw and there's a comebacker, and you stab it, and you go to throw to first. Why is it so hard for a pitcher to throw to first base?
I think it's mental.
Yeah.
First,
I guess
first
so.
foremost, it's mental.
It's like besides second base, it's the shortest throw.
You ever heard of the yips?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. That's what people freeze up all the time in baseball.
Yeah. Jacinto said he had the guy from the Mets that had the yips.
Yeah. Mackey.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was one of his coaches.
That was Jacinto and Diego's coach up in Wallace and Dothan.
Oh wow.
Yeah. Yeah, the yips is something serious.
I was explaining that to Nicole, my fiance. I was like, yeah, listen, there's a thing where you just kind of your brain goes dead. Like it's like you forgot, and like you take the catcher catches the ball, and the pitcher's like, come on, and you're just like, I forgot how to throw the ball. Like it's crazy.
Yeah.
But,
it happens all the time.
But I always thought that was the most bizarre thing, I mean, to me, it would be no different from a second baseman, throwing. Yeah. I mean, maybe they should throw to the side. Yeah. I don't know, but I mean, it's like
I honestly don't even know how they get rid of it.
I was talking to Marissa Meesemore about it, and she's like, after a few times overhand, I just started chunking it underhand. If if you don't see a pitcher run, that's why a lot of them run to the base or try to tag out. They ain't trying to throw that ball.
Yeah. Baseball players freeze it up, dude. You bunt it, and they're like, oh, yeah. It happens all the time. But the yips is like, when you're like, they like, do that.
Yeah.
That little, I don't get it.
That happened last night. You see the little pump, and then Gabe slung it in.
Yeah.
That was Gabe, right?
Yeah, he threw him out.
Threw him out, but he pumped.
Yeah.
And I'm like, if he hadn't pumped one time,
just shoot him. Just
he'd been waiting on But it was great because he was like, it was amazing. Yeah. Coach Gauntlet and I were there, and Gauntlet was like, that was awesome. Yeah. It's like, did you see the pump?
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah.
Yeah. He did pump big time there.
Heck of a catch too last night. I know you didn't get the tag, but
where?
At home. Gabe went up high.
See, he didn't know where he was at.
No, I know, but I don't think the runner. It
was a great catch.
Yeah,
but and it's okay, he's young. But this is what we told him. You see, if you have a runner on second, and the ball gets hit to the outfield, what's the first thing you're thinking as an infielder? We're looking for.
Yeah, right.
We're looking for.
Yeah,
that guy's coming in hard.
He's coming in hard. Right. He's going to try to score.
And Bryson, the outfielder, he's got an arm. That freshman's he's got a chooch.
Oh, heck yeah.
And that was after he just pitched.
Yeah.
And he threw that ball like that. Mm-hmm. It was a little up, but it was still on time. Like if Gabe would have just went down with it, that's what Sento got mad at him for, because he didn't make an attempt. And it was the first thing where he looked. That's where we knew he didn't know where he was at. Cause
absolutely.
He was looking at, I think it was first base. He was looking at that side, and we were like, oh, man.
But also, when you go up that high, your body is trying to adjust coming back down. It's like you want to make sure you're like a cat. You want to land on both feet. Yeah. And then you have to realize where you are and what's going on.
Yeah.
But if he'd have got that tag, man, I'm telling you, that would have been.
That would have been game changer.
Oh, it would
have been game changer. And we were coming back at that time, too.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it was.
But that's what I'm saying, as far as in the potential of our youth, of the future of this baseball team.
I will say, hey, man, we're just going to work, put our heads down, and
keep grinding.
Yeah, that's all you can do.
Yeah.
That's all you can do.
Well, speaking of your time at South Sumter that I mentioned earlier, is the exterior of your home or business covered in dirt, mildew, or mold? Driveway or walkway stained? Pressure King can make your siding, deck, vents, and concrete look new again with no damage. Pressure King has cleaned the exterior of houses and businesses all over Sumter County area. Usually it takes less than a day and costs less than you would expect. Call AJ at 352-457-7209. Tell us that process, when you first got there, who was coaching? What was it like? What was the atmosphere like? Was it, did you feel like you were going to have to, I'm not trying to be any kind of way, but did you feel like, I don't have to do much to make this team? Was your dad coaching at the time?
Yeah, he was he's always been around with us. They asked him because everybody wanted him to throw.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Yeah, he has a rubber band for an arm. So,
but at any point did you feel like, because my dad's out there, they're not gonna let me go? You know what I mean? Or did that make you want to work harder?
No, I never thought like that, because my dad didn't raise us like that. He raised us to be I came in. See, I'll tell you first from middle school standpoint, because middle school, every day after middle school, I used to get dropped off at the high school.
Gotcha.
I used to be with those boys. I was on their team. I was young. I was a little, young little 8th grader and 7th grader. And those were my guys. I looked up to them whenever they were playing with Isaiah, Sento, Jalen, Quentin Morrison, Trenton Upshaw, all those boys. Those are my boys at that time. And it just, every year, I was waiting until I got to my turn. Finally, 9th grade, Coach Foote, senior, head coach.
Bigfoot.
Yeah, he was the head coach at the time. Mm-hmm. And Mike Eastburn was there. Kyle Starnes was there. Yeah. And then my dad was there. And then we had Felix Reyes was here.
Oh, yeah.
My 9th grade year.
Yeah, I remember Felix.
And so was obviously foot junior too.
Oh yeah, Mikey. Yeah.
So my freshman year, I played JV. I moved up to varsity at the end of the year, but I played JV. Diego was a shortstop. Me and him played the same position, and we're brothers, but we're 2 grades apart.
Right.
And then sophomore year was the same thing because he was a senior, but I still moved up and played with him too as well.
Gotcha.
But like I didn't play. I was more of like I was just seeing it. I was waiting to get my turn.
Right.
And then I knew it too. Like I kept it cool by myself. Like I did my thing, JV wise. Like, you know, we were pretty good, and that was when we were loaded, man. Like we had a squad. Like varsity and JV was loaded.
Yeah.
Like because those two, like like that whole generation right there.
Right.
We're like brothers. There's the older brother and there's a younger brother.
Yeah.
And we are all in the same grades, like Nate Eastburn, Xander, and Jake Adams, Jared Adams, Cason Adams, Landon Adams.
Oh yeah.
You know, like we got all that, the brother, and we're all in the same grade. So I had fun. Then junior year comes around and I pop off. Like I think I was hot. I was batting second in our lineup, and I got to play with Hector, my brother. He was a senior that year, and I popped off. I did pretty good. And then senior year is funny, dude. Not a lot of people know this, but I'm okay with saying it, you know, because I'll be truthful. But I wanted to transfer my senior year.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Where'd you want to go?
I wanted to go to the Villages, but there's a whole big story behind it, you know. I wanted to play with one of my friends that I grew up playing with since a young age. Devin Burke, she's at Kentucky now.
Okay.
I wanted to play with him. Sean Gilliams, I played with him on Red Hawks Elite, that team that I was telling you about whenever I was 12. I played with him.
Right.
He's with the Cubs now.
Oh, okay.
So I wanted to play with them because, you know, everybody knew us from Sumter County. And,
yeah,
you know,
and you got history with these
yeah,
guys.
and we're all, that's where I wanted to go. And I tried to, you know, everything didn't go out as planned. So, like, my first 2 weeks of senior year, I didn't go to school. Like, I wasn't enrolled in school.
Gotcha.
And that was right after I came from Atlanta. And I was originally, my Atlanta travel ball coach, he wanted me to reclass because I was I graduated at 17.
Oh, okay.
I'm an August baby.
Oh, yeah. Late baby.
Yeah, so I was really young, and I always played up. Like, everybody thought I was older because of the way I played, but I was young.
Yeah.
I was young. Dude, I was playing with my older brothers from a young age.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So, yeah, man. And then high school, you know, my dad was there. It was great. They ran the program great. I love the Foots, man. Yeah. Foot senior, you know, that's my guy right there. Yeah. You know, always I care for those people. You know, and Foot junior, you know, I love him just as much, man. Those are good people.
Yeah. And
you know, they care for the red and black.
Absolutely.
Raider country, baby.
Absolutely.
That's what we care about, you know.
So you didn't go to school. Was there a defining point where you're like, okay, I'm going to go back, or did someone talk you into coming back, or did they make you come back because you weren't 18 yet?
No, my dad. Oh, so that didn't go through, and we were still searching. Right. Like I was about to even go to South Lake. Okay. And play with, because I had boys who went there too, and it's nothing personal towards South Somethings, you know. I at that point in time, like I didn't. Everybody stopped playing, you know, like the kids that I grew up playing with, and like it's different, you know. It's nothing to anybody else, but I cared about it in a different way, right? You know, like I was trying to win. Like,
well, I've said that before in a previous podcast. Is why do people, you know? I guess because they get burnt out. I mean, it sounds like it's a cut and dry answer, but there's so much more psychological behind it. It's like, why were you so gung ho about it when you were a kid? And I guess because you got burnt out, or maybe you started growing up and you decided, well, I'm going to start. You know, I've got my friends. I can drive now. You're interested in girls. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? That wasn't going on then. Yeah. You couldn't drive. None of those were going on, except for you had your friends. Yeah. Or you had a job. You know, you're trying to make money. Yeah. So that's what I'm saying. Like, why do they just, like, you see all, like I said before, the potential of the talent is there. You see these kids and you're like, man, that kid is going to be awesome when he gets to high school. Gets to high school and he doesn't even try out. Yep. So I mean, like, what What makes that person not do that? And then we have the opposite with you. You wanted to go somewhere else where you felt like you were being utilized.
I wanted it to be like eat, sleep. Everybody around me, they care about it just as much. We don't. Like, this is what I wanted to be surrounded by. I like when it's time to go to college,
Right.
Like, I'm already a step ahead,
Right.
know. Like, I wanted to play with everybody because at the time they did have a great coach. They had Bogart.
Oh yeah.
I think now he's at UNF, I believe. And but yeah, he's a great coach. And at the time, he didn't talk to me like it was nothing like that. Like, it was
right.
It was me.
It was your choice.
Yeah.
Purely your choice.
And my dad was okay with it, you know. And because my junior year, we did good, man, but we came up short. We had missing pieces, dude. Because the beginning of the year we played East Ridge over here. That's an 8A school.
Yeah.
But I know some kids on that team. Like, I played with them in summer ball. Like, I played against them because I had made Power. That's a team out of Orlando. I had made a team with all the guys.
Okay.
So, like, all big guys, like
right.
There's Niger. He was there at the time, one of my friends. He's now at UCF. He's playing ball at UCF. He was pitching. He pitched against us at home. And he was up to, like, I think 92 that game.
Oh, wow.
In high school.
Wow.
Letting it rip. And he was a junior at the time.
Yeah.
He was just letting it fly.
Wow.
And his fastball used to move like that much, dude. Like, I don't think I've ever seen somebody's fastball move that much except him and probably my brother Cinto. When Cinto's throwing it for real, his ball, Cinto, dude, I've caught him I've caught him everywhere, man. Yeah, but
awesome.
He came over here and, bro, we beat him. We beat him here. We hit a walk-off here.
Oh, wow.
Andy Ashley hit a walk-off home run.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I had a game tying, like, I think we had we were losing that game like 4-1 going into the last inning. And then we had bases loaded and I hit a clearing double.
Yeah.
And then he came up and hit a home run when I was on second base, back to back.
Oh, wow.
And we won. He ends up, we're like, at that point, we were like on fire, dude, at the time. I think we started off hot. We were maybe like 8-1, 8-2. And then we're playing, I don't know that school. It's out there, I can't think of the name of it right now. They're a small school. They're like Summerfield area.
Yeah. I don't,
Wearsdale?
Yeah, Wearsdale.
Okay,
That's
so
right.
we were at their high school.
Like
and they had a crappy, like, box. Like, it was horrible. Like, we shouldn't even have been playing there. Like,
wow.
Their field, like, the, what is it? The FHSA? FHSA. Yeah. Yeah, they should. That field should have been inspected because literally we were beating the team. I'll just get to the point. We're beating the team, right? Like 18-0 at their own house.
Yeah.
We're in this tournament for spring break. It's a spring break tournament. And we're beating them. And Andy Ashley comes up, and we're like already winning, like 18-0. And he swings out of his shoes. His knee dislocates.
I remember that.
And I'm on second base, dude, and his knee turned around.
Oh.
Like, I seen it from second base. Like, I hopped, and I said,
yeah. I do remember that, him being on crutches after that.
And, dude, he was a missing piece because me and him, like, we also had Hector. We had Logan Wimberly, who was really good as a catcher.
Oh, yeah.
And we had some guys, we were young.
Yeah.
But we were like, we had some seniors, who were leaders and very vocal.
Wow.
But,
I didn't know that that's where it was. I just remember him getting hurt.
Yeah, he got hurt. He got hurt in the tournament. We were up that game like probably like 14, 15 nothing, somewhere around there.
It's like a tournament that doesn't even matter.
Oh well, the tournament mattered.
Oh,
it was the team. Like we faced them first. I don't want to say they but they weren't a very good team. Like they shouldn't have been on the field with us.
Right,
is what I'm saying.
Gotcha.
Because the next day we had to play another team, St. Augustine, and they were really good.
Yeah.
So we wanted to we're coming for them.
Right.
Everybody knew that tournament too. That was what was going to go on.
Right.
And we ended up. I think we ended up losing too the next day. Yeah, and in a close game though to St. Augustine because they were pretty good, but we were good that year.
Yeah.
And then we lost the Villages put us out that year. Okay. That sucked.
Yeah.
That sucked. That sucked bad. That one probably hurt the most. Like I cried that year. I didn't even cry my senior year about like my season being canceled. I was ready to go.
Right.
Because I post-graded straight out of high school.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I went to Inspiration Academy right there in Bradenton.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
I've heard of that place.
I only went through like the fall.
Oh, I gotcha.
Because I was already getting phone calls. Like I was getting mail from like colleges already. Like, you know, I was getting offered. And then,
other offers.
Yeah, and then I was like, all right, let's go.
Whether your water is supplied by a public municipality or a private well, for residential or commercial use, Purified Water Services LLC has the solutions to provide you with simply clean water. We offer a complete line of professional water filtration equipment and accessories. Soft water makes a difference you can see and feel. Water heater and appliances last longer with less maintenance. Iron and H2S filters eliminate iron stains and offensive rotten egg odors and protects your water softener equipment from iron fouling. No matter what your problem is, Purified Water Services LLC has a solution. Contact Kenny Williams at 352-446-2709. Senior year.
Yeah.
Let's talk about this. Senior year of high school.
Yeah.
You're one of the many millions that went through the COVID phase during your graduation year. And you know, we all remember the COVID. We all went through it. We went through the COVID. It was one of those deals where people lost their lives, and then you had people who lost other things besides family members. Like I'm not comparing someone's life to graduation, but it's something that you'll never forget.
I'll never forget that year in general.
Yeah.
Like
and it rained too.
Yeah, and we even had but I had a classmate who passed away that year. David Lyons.
Oh, that's right. That's right. Not long before that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I remember that now.
No, it was during
the regular year.
First.
That's right.
That's when it just hit. That was my senior year. Because we went on spring break. That's what happened. We were in baseball season.
Yeah, I remember the fair was going on in there.
Yeah,
everything canceled. I was going to go to UF, Florida. University of Georgia was playing in Florida the next week, and I was going to get tickets. And they go, everything's canceled. Don't worry about it. I'm like, oh my God.
No, dude, it was crazy. We were on spring break, and then we got a text message or email sent out. Just no more. Everything was online.
Wow, just like that.
Yeah, it was good school part. I mean, I didn't really care for school. Yeah. I'll be honest. Like I always knew if it was in baseball, then I was gonna go work. You know, keep it in the family. You know, and I'm proud of that. But it was a rough. That was a rough year. That was a really rough year. It was weird.
Yeah,
it was weird. Not necessarily rough, but it was weird. I mean, senior year was just like, dude, it was a blur. It was fast.
Oh, it goes by fast.
No, but mine went super by fast.
Oh, yeah, because you really didn't get
and we had our graduation. Like, I will say, though, I thought our graduation was cool. Like, I appreciate what our school did for us.
They did quite a bit.
Yeah, but I appreciate what they did for us specifically. Like, even though, like, because we went through, like, bro, we went through a lot. Like, my year, the class of 2020, like, we had, like, a lot of people passed away in our class.
Oh, yeah.
Like from a young age, you know.
Yeah, it's crazy how how it all comes. You know, like you said, and I mentioned it rained to add to insult. I remember you guys having to come in through the lobby. Yeah. You come around. It was like everybody was spaced out so much. Yeah. You come up, and it was all either telecasted or like I think it was on YouTube. Yeah. You could watch from home. Yeah. I mean, it doesn't justify the normal feeling, but at least it was something.
Oh, it was cool too because we got to like drive around the whole city of Bushnell, and then it was like a parade. They made it a parade. It was like a parade graduation. Yeah.
Well, I mean, and that just shows you why how we feel like our school is pretty special.
Yeah. I mean, I appreciate that, man. Yeah. I wish I could go back and like, you know, I wish sometimes I do wish I can go back and, you know, appreciate it a little bit more. Yeah. Because, you know, those are probably like the funnest times in my life.
Yeah.
even in high school, like even in middle school.
Yeah.
I loved middle school. Oh, middle school, man. Up with Coach Kinley. Oh, I loved it. I love that guy, man. He's great. Yeah, he's great. He's a great guy. I loved it. Him and Coach Winter over there, and Velasquez over there too. Yeah, man. They made middle school great for us. I think sports in general here make it great for our community.
Well, yeah.
And I think the people who are involved in it without, how do you say this? Not that anybody is. I know nobody's not, but I'm just saying in general, you know, if you're going to be involved in something and you give it your all, and you know you don't expect nothing out of it. You're doing it because like this is you. Like this is what we're gonna like. This is what I want to do for these people.
You're doing it because you want to.
Yeah,
they're not obligated.
That's the biggest thing with coaching.
Right.
You can have a coach who's just there, and you can have a coach who like, dude, like, when I'm coaching, it's like rehab, really.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
It's like rehab. It really is.
Therapeutic.
It's like it's so good. Like it's so good for me. It's just great, you know. It's like seeing that you can make an impact on a kid.
Yeah.
Like last night we had a kid that Cam Ward, new kid from Oviedo. He's our starting center fielder. Well, he played left field last night, and he pitched. He pitched last night too.
He had a great catch in left field.
Yeah, he did, and he pitched, and he
was a great pitcher
and
too.
He broke a slump. I think he was like, bro, he didn't have any hits.
Yeah.
And we already played what, like 8 games?
Oh yeah.
So he got his first hit last night.
Yeah.
He came up to me last night. He said, "Thank you, coach."
Yeah.
I said, "Bro, that's all it is. Adjustments. It's baseball." Because I went up to him. I finally went up to him, and I was like, "Hey, man, calm down."
Yeah.
I was like, "Calm down."
Yeah.
Baseball is a game where you gotta chill. Baseball's, another team sees you like this is how I am as a player. I know if I got you beat as soon as we're ready to go.
Yeah.
You do have those teams sometimes. They'll come out of nowhere, like those scrappy kids, and you'll be like, "Whoa."
Yeah, where'd they come from?
Yeah. But usually 9 times out of 10, like we're across the line. We got you.
Well, you know, I tell Jace, my stepson, he's 10. He's experiencing that right now. Like he's like, you know, he gets frustrated, and then if someone tries to coach him, and I've told him before, you need to be coachable. Be that kid that's coachable. And he gets frustrated, and I get it. He's 10. He's trying to deal with it as best he can. But I just told him, I was like, look, relax. Nobody's sitting there with like holding your mom ransom. Like if you don't do this correctly, we're taking her away from you.
Yeah.
Nobody's doing that. So don't think of it as a negative thing.
Yeah.
Relax, take a deep breath, and I said that's why you have so many at bats, or that's how many times, because he's been pitching a little bit.
Yeah.
And I was like, that's why you get to throw the ball more than once.
Yeah.
If you had one time to throw it, I might be concerned.
Mm-hmm.
But you have several opportunities.
Yeah.
And I said, do you understand that even the professionals, they're not going to throw a straight down the middle every time. They're going to play around with the guy. They're going to throw it outside. Yeah. They're going to make him chase it. They're going to throw it inside, try to lock him up. It's a game. I said, listen, it's all up here.
It's a game of failure.
Absolutely.
It's a game of failure.
Absolutely.
That's what people don't understand.
Yes. You have way more failure than you do winning.
Yeah,
absolutely.
you got to go through the rough times.
There's a movie out now on Netflix. Yeah. It's called The Spy, that played the game. Or something like that. It's like the spy that played the game, or the game played the whatever. But it's got I'm so bad with actors' names. But I want to say it's Paul Rudd, maybe. Anyways, he plays a catcher that played for the Red Sox back in the day, back in the late 30s, before World War II. And he went over to Japan. And like again, this is pre-World War II, so he goes into Japan. Him and Babe Ruth and all these other guys, big name guys, and they're like, he's like, why'd they pick me? You know, but he was a some sort of a celebrity, and he goes over there and he meets a guy named that was over there. I'm not even going to try to say his name, but Japanese guy, and he says, they didn't really know anything about baseball.
Really,
they had no clue. So the guy says, teach me a little bit about baseball. It was more like when the circus came to town, everybody's like, oh, wow, this is something different. Yeah. We don't see this all the time. So the guy said, explain to me about baseball. And the quote from him was, well, there's a lot more failure than there is winning.
Oh, yeah.
And when I heard that, I immediately told Jace that, because that is so true. You're going to have way more failure than you will be, by winning or anything positive. Yeah. There's so much.
I had a coach. His name is Tony Shaver. He played for the Astros. Like he was in their minor leagues, and he started a team with us. Me and my brother Hector. I always played with him. I always played up, and
right.
We played for this team called the Cobras. And when we first started out, like the teams that we would see, we always played in like the best tournaments, and the teams we would see, they would beat us.
Yeah.
Dude, this was like 9, 10, we turned 11, 12. Got to the point where they walked off the field. Like they forfeited the game.
Wow.
Like we came back. Like because we stayed with those boys till like, me and Hector played with those boys. We were probably like 9. We stayed together till we were like 12, and we're still friends to this day. Like everybody plays college baseball now, and then like we'll come home for spring break, and then we'll be like, "Hey, you guys, we all meet up and stuff." He was at our game last night too. Our that coach, he coaches at South Lake as well. But yeah, he
that's cool.
I think that's the biggest thing, man. Like I think you can get beat up, like, and then you can turn out. It's all about if you're a dog or not, really. How you're gonna respond to that? You're gonna get punched in the mouth, and you're just gonna let them punch you in the mouth?
Right.
You better go punch them back.
Absolutely.
Yeah, you gotta go. We're swinging.
Like you said before at the beginning, it's how you respond.
Yeah.
I mean, it really is. Duto Realty is a homegrown business with an eye for getting the job done right. From football games to Sunday school and everything in between, these ladies care about our community and the people in it. Helping buyers and sellers in all of Florida with all types of transactions, including residential, commercial, farm, or vacant land. They do it all. They even offer auction services and sellouts to always get the job done right.
It's I think now too, like when we're talking about like early in the games, like have you realized the past 2 games how we get like down early? Mm-hmm. Like we get down like 4-0, 3-0 first inning, and then you're like,
yeah.
Then you're like, oh my God.
Yeah.
5 minutes ago, you just had the most energy of your life.
Yeah.
You know what that tells me? But that tells me you're a head case.
Yeah.
You're not, you're not in it. If my pitcher's getting hit and he's getting nailed the first thing, and he's throwing strikes, like our pitcher was throwing strikes yesterday, Colter Shea. I will give it to him now. He's pitched his butt off so far this year.
Right.
He's got some work to do, but he'll get there. I believe in him.
Oh yeah, I like Colter.
But yesterday was just one of those days, his stuff wasn't it. And he was getting hit, and I was just looking at our defense, and I seen like their body language. Like everybody was just like, ooh. I'm like, man, that team will eat you up now. That's all it takes.
Yep.
That's all it takes. One big, and boom, it's
Defeat.
over. Yeah, it's gone.
Absolutely,
it's
defeat.
gone. You just took their heart out. Mm-hmm. Like you just ripped it out. That's all it is.
And if that happens way before, they, like you said, you could tell before the game starts.
Oh yeah.
If you already have that knowledge before the game starts, oh my gosh.
My dad was big on that mental prep.
Yeah.
On the way to our games, dude, I'm not kidding. On the way to All-Star games, like we were jamming, but we were on the way to the game. Like, let's go.
Yeah.
Like, it's go time.
Yeah.
Like my dad was my biggest hype man, dude. Like I looked up to him, man. He used me too as a kid. Like he wanted to win too.
Yeah.
He used me. I will tell you, like, you can see one of my arms now. My right arm doesn't go as far as my left arm.
Right.
Yeah. Like my arm's done.
Wow.
Yeah. That happened to me. But it's all mental prep, Yeah. I think if you prepare, as we tell our guys in practice too, practice is a big thing, dude.
Right.
If you practice, like that's not a joke. Like, yeah, I know you hear it all the time, practice like how you're gonna play in the game. No, you better practice how you're gonna play in the game.
Right.
Because there's situations, there's stuff in baseball. I've seen the wildest things. Like, for example, our freshman Gil, he's been playing first base the last 2 nights.
Yeah.
The pickle that we got into.
Oh yeah.
Dude, I could turn that into a triple play. Like, If you chase him back, you tag him, this guy's probably going to leave still.
Yeah. There's 2 guys on
and
base.
There's 2
Somebody's
guys.
out.
Somebody's going to go. Somebody's got to go.
Absolutely.
You run him back, you get one.
Right.
They can't pass each other.
Right.
And then you throw the ball home and you get the lead runner home. Yeah. That's an out.
Just experience, man.
Yeah. But you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like that's practice. And I tell guys too, slow rollers are a big thing. Slow rollers, if you don't have your eyes down, how are you gonna field the ball like just like this? Like you're just gonna go up and you know what I'm saying?
Right.
A lot of our guys they do that. Like they just they're looking at first base already before they got the ball. Like go with it, then look, you know? Yep. It's little things.
Absolutely. And I think that's like you said, little things that matter and they add up, and again, it's all about failure.
Yeah.
And then like I said, when I was telling Jace, I'm like, look, you throw a ball one way and you go, well, that didn't work out so well. Well, then don't do that again. Yeah. I mean, it's trial and error. Yeah. And you can field, 90 balls, and you're going to throw 90 different ways. Yep. You're not going to throw the same way every time. I don't care who you are.
No.
It's going to be different.
No, it is different. It is different. Yeah. And I don't know. I think location too, working location, that has a big deal with like even when you're practicing, like when you warm up, like you're supposed to. My dad always said this like to us from a young age. He always said like, hey, like when you're throwing, like try to hit him in the chest every time. Yeah. Every time. Like even when you're just playing catch.
Yep, aim for the chest.
Aim for the chest.
That's what I always tell kids.
And then, dude, I was 12 years old. You could tell me to hit a Coke can, I was gonna hit it. Yeah. Like I was for even to right now. Like I can't just throw something soft though. I'm the type of guy. I have to throw it as hard as I can for me to like hit it. Yeah. If I don't throw it as hard as I can, I'm gonna sell it somewhere else, and
Yeah, you're like a T-baller when they're 5 feet away and they're like, oh, you just go like this because you have no idea where it's gonna go. You're like, oh my god, it's going for my face.
Yeah. That's how.
Like, why do you do that every time?
Yeah. Yeah, it's funny though, man.
But I think it just comes with, like I said before, it comes with the progression with reps and. I mean, you have to do so many times. Like I said just a second ago, when you throw 90 times, you're still not gonna know what it's like. You know what I mean? No. So it doesn't. It's not like you can go, well, I checked that off the box. I know how to throw to first now. Yeah. No, because sometimes you're so worried about that runner may be a little bit faster, so now I got to speed up the throw. Yeah. It's just it's so people just it's a game. First of all, it's a game. Yeah. But
you can't make it harder.
It's so complicated. Yeah. It's so complicated.
But you can't make it harder than
what it is. No, you can't.
Though.
No, and absolutely.
You have to see it for what it is. Like in certain scenarios, if you have a runner on first, me personally, if I have a runner, right, and I know he's fast, I'm going to a slide step. Yeah. As a pitcher, you should know that. Yeah. Every pitcher should know. You're on the mound. If you have a runner on, he's quick, and I'm sitting here and I pick him off. I'm trying to pick him off, or I'm trying to give my catcher a chance to throw him down at second. Slide step. Don't go through your straight mechanics and lift your leg up. You're giving that's a lot of time. Right. You have to make adjustments. Baseball's all about adjustments. 1 minute I could be playing shortstop and I could be playing up the middle, and then I could be playing the 5-6 hole.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Baseball's a game full of adjustments. You have to be on your toes at all times. Baseball, it's
key.
Yeah, got to.
Speaking of adjustments, and I learned just being around the coaches and stuff and coaching myself, growing up, and this is as you learn. Growing up, you watch you can either watch a baseball game or a football game. Yeah. And the team scores. Yeah. And then you go, crap. They scored. Football team worse because, you're like, oh, man. CY Western Company is located in Bushnell, Florida. It's a great place for boots, clothing, gifts, and accessories for the whole family. They are a family-owned and operated business that opened in 2008. They offer free gift bagging and layaway services, and also a 10% discount for 4-H and FFA members with proof of membership. Be sure to like them on Facebook, where customers can stay updated on sales and giveaways. You can find them next to Lowry's True Value Hardware in Bushnell, open Monday through Friday, 10 to 6, and Saturdays, 9 to 5. Be sure to check out CY Western Company. But even in football, like at halftime, people think when the team goes in the locker room that there's a pep speech like, all right, boys, we got to get this going and blah, blah, blah. No, they get in there and it's not a secret, but you don't know this until you're there and you're around it. You go in there and you make adjustments. Yeah. You go to your position coach. All the DBs go to their coach, linebackers, blah, 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 all down the road, quarterbacks. It doesn't matter who it is. Go to your position coach. Then you work on what you're doing wrong. Uh-huh. Next time we run this play or next time they run this play, we'll be ready. Then it just comes down to physical ability. Can you stop it or can you make it happen? So I've always said, you're sitting there watching a game and you go, I've heard people, I'll be watching a game in a restaurant or something, and they'll say, boy, I bet at halftime they're going to get their butts handed to them.
Yeah.
I'm like, no, that's not how it works. But if you don't know.
People think it's a movie.
Yeah, they've been watching too many Alpha.
That's not
the game of inches.
Yeah, that's just not.
That doesn't happen every game. Now I could see it if it was a state championship game and they need like a little rally.
Yeah,
that maybe.
Although I do wish sometimes that is the case because sometimes I think my Gators need it, but I'm a big Gator fan.
Hey, me too, man. I'm right there with you. But
I think we do need it. Although I think we're gonna break through this year. I really do.
I think so.
I really do.
We got a great team.
We're a big sleeper.
We just got to finish.
Yeah, but we were in every ball game.
Oh, I know. Well,
every ball game.
Oh, the UCF game.
Yeah.
I haven't heard from my brother about that one yet, but I probably will.
Yeah.
But going back to, your high school, did you get to play? Any games that year, or was that like right?
When senior year?
Your senior year before COVID.
Dude, funny, dude. So we ended up. I think we played Trinity Catholic. I pitched that game. I pitched a full. I think I threw like 6 or something like that. Threw 6 against Trinity Catholic. We beat them at the house like 3-1. Then we played South Lake, and we got our butts handed to us. Like I think we got run road. That's the first time I ever been run road in high school.
Oh wow.
But and then. We played against a couple more teams like Crystal River, or we played against like Springstead, beat them, or we lost to them. And then played a couple games. I think we played it up to we were 3-5,
right.
3. So it was something like that.
Right.
And then we played the Villages. That was like one of our last games, and I pitched. And we won 1-0.
Oh wow, that's nice.
Yeah, me and Dylan Morrison pitched, and it's crazy because I was gonna go there. But also too, it's crazy how it worked out. Like it was all planned. That's why I say I'm not mad even now. How how life's going for me. I can wake up every day and know that I'm happy.
Yeah.
And that I can spread my knowledge of baseball to these young guys out here.
Absolutely.
That I feel like that's what it's all. God's got a purpose, man. It's all it'll all work out.
Absolutely.
It's okay. Baseball is. That's I still, man. I'm a freak on my phone, man. Like ESPN, I'm there. I'm scrolling all day. I know all the business.
Yeah.
That's how we all are. Me and my brothers, we're all that. Dude, that's all we talk. Like even when we're just talking, hanging out. Hey, we're talking about baseball. We're big sport fans. So football, basketball. Like it don't matter what it is. Like we're all in it. But so we ended up getting short back to my senior season. We ended up getting cut short after spring break. They told us it was no more. And then I got selected to go to the All-Star game, because they do it for the seniors. So
Gotcha.
I got selected to go, and I didn't go to the game because I think the game got canceled too. Like our game, like the All-Star game got canceled too.
Oh man.
So
but at least you got selected.
Yeah, but it wasn't like it wasn't like.
Yeah, that's true.
Like I barely even got to play. Like it was like 3 games. It was like.
Oh, I see.
It was like. I didn't feel like accomplished, And then coming from my junior year, I was like.
Yeah.
But it was a struggle for me too. Really, my senior year was a struggle. It was hard.
Yeah.
I wish that I would have appreciated it more.
Right.
With the people who were around me from here.
Right.
Because. I just felt like we could have did so much more.
Yeah.
Like, if everybody would have just did their part.
Right.
Right. Like, because everybody, I feel like everybody was so used to everybody else, like the older guys doing it, to when the younger guys got the, like it was our time.
Right.
Not everybody. You knew the ones who were, like,
right.
And like Evan Paxton, and he's a coach with us now. Like he cares about baseball. He that's what he eat, breathe, sleep too. So he was a junior at the time. He was on our team. Dylan Morrison was good, and Austin Chisenhall, he was on our team too as well.
Austin's doing really well now.
Yeah, he's at I think he's at Warner now.
Yes.
Yep. Who else was on that team? Bradley Morrison was on that team.
Yep.
Which I thought if he took baseball serious, see, like he's one of those, like he had an arm on him for no reason. And then like he hit a growth spurt, he'd just get lanky in high school. He was one of those kids. He was just, oof. If he was like in the gym.
Yeah.
Like imagine what would have happened.
Right.
He probably would have hit 90, and then he would have probably like fell in love with baseball.
Yeah.
That's how it works out for kids.
Right. But again, you got, like I said before, you got those guys that they might just do it because they want to have fun.
But that's how it was.
Right.
And that was my whole point of trying to transfer, because
yeah.
I knew I didn't really feel, I knew that not everybody cared. Like if we lost, it was like just like, oh, okay. Like I'm the type of person, like I don't want to talk after we lose. Like,
yeah.
I just want to go home and go to sleep. Like want to go home and eat, go to sleep, and wake up next day and
start all over again. Yeah.
I don't really I'm not a sore loser. Like I tell our guys now, you have to win like a winner and win like a loser. You have to, even when you lose, you have to win. You have to find something that you did positive and make it better to get more positives.
Absolutely.
And I think that's huge. But, back to that, I just felt as if, I don't know, I felt like I cared about it a lot more than the people around me.
Right. And, they've always said, people, I've heard this before, is, you don't care, you don't know as much about something that you don't care about. Mm-hmm. So if you really care about something, you're going to know a lot about something, and you're just going to be more passionate.
Yeah.
Thanks for watching part 1 of this 2-part podcast. Check out full episodes on YouTube and Spotify.